Well, a mere week ago, we interviewed the mayor of Lansing, Michigan, Virgil Bernero, regarding his city making itself a sanctuary city. Well, after 168 hours as a sanctuary city, Lansing City Council called a special meeting. It's happening right now to reconsider this, perhaps because they recognize it could cost them a lot of federal money. Mayor Bernero was just at that meeting, which is still going on, and he joins us now. Mr. Mayor, thanks a lot for coming on. So last time we talked, you explained that you were going to make Lansing basically heaven on earth. I'm maybe overstating a little bit, but just like a great American city by letting a lot more people come there illegally and work for really low wages. It seems like your city council didn't agree. Why didn't they see the brilliance of your plan?
Oh, no, come on now, Tucker. I said nothing like that. I think we're a great city now.
I think you did.
But I must say, I heard from a lot of your fans after I came on, and you do have a great fan base. I think it's wonderful. Look, what we're seeing is democracy in action, Tucker, and this discussion is part of it. I think we should have more conversations where we shed light and not heat, and I appreciate that. That's one thing I appreciate about your show is that people get a chance to talk. You talk about real issues, and council is having a real debate. You know, council heard from the Chamber of Commerce. I work with the Chamber of Commerce on growing business all the time in Lansing, and they're hearing from the people on both sides of the issue. I mean, they had months to do this before, and they were doing it again now, but democracy can be messy, and so you know, I encourage the debate, and I encourage the debate from among your listeners as well. But you know, let's not have ad hominem.
Well, I totally agree. I'm against ad hominem. Try not to engage in it. But why is there any debate when you have an idea as great as yours, just bringing more people illegally? Why would anyone object to that? Like, what are the arguments against that?
Tucker, with all due respect, and I know you're bona fides, you know, you're well-educated in journalism. Come on, we're not, I don't believe, and there's no evidence that we are opening the floodgates to illegals by declaring it a sanctuary city or by declaring non-discrimination in our policing. There's no evidence that's opening the floodgates at all. So one of the things, because people heard you say that, I had to answer people.
They won't come, they will.
Well, I don't give any city benefits. I mean, what we're doing is enforcing the law. And, you know, a group that you should feel close to, the Cato Institute, recently came out with a study that shows, in fact, undocumented workers have a 44% less likelihood of committing crimes than so-called regular Americans. So this idea that there's going to be a crime explosion is just absolute nonsense.
That's the libertarian point of view. That they're more impressive than we are, and so we should just be quiet and accept them. Well, I know that some people believe that. But let me ask you this question.
But it's research, and our policing shows that. I mean, they're not a problem. We police. The other thing about our last...
Wait,
I'm not trying to cut you off, Tucker, but I do want to talk about...
Wait, no, hold on. I'm not going to let you do that.
Well, I do want to talk about the policing.
I'm sure you want to talk about a lot of things, but I just want to back up to what you just said, which is that, yes, they are actually more impressive than we are. Okay, that's a point of view. Let me ask you, has it occurred to you...
I never said they were more impressive. I said they commit fewer crimes.
No, they're better people than we are. I get it. But what if you passed a law protecting the rights of actual citizens of Lansing, saying, hey, you have a right, for example, not to be the victim of a crime committed by someone here legally, or a law looking out for the people who are here legally, who are born here, who didn't sneak in. Do you think the city council would be opposing you on that? I doubt it.
Mr. Carlson, with all due respect, we do this every day. The brave men and women of our police force every day go out and enforce the law equally. They do not profile. They do not discriminate. If you're breaking the law, you're going to be arrested in Lansing, Michigan. You know, we are going to hold, and especially, of course, we triage, so serious crimes are dealt with first. We are a pretty safe city. You know, I'm proud of the efforts that our police department has made. And the new statistics we haven't even announced yet, but the FBI crime statistics show that we've got another year of progress. So, you know, look, crime is always an issue for every city.
I'm not attacking Lansing. I just don't understand. It's a really simple thing. You say that the people who come here illegally are more morally upright than the people who are born here.
I never said that. I never said that. You're putting words in my mouth. The Cato Institute, I said that the Cato Institute study shows that they commit fewer crimes. That's just a fact. So this idea that we're unleashing criminals is nonsense.
So if they're so great, and the Cato Institute study you referred to, I guess, proves that they're better than we are, then why wouldn't your citizens be so excited to have more illegal aliens in their city? Why is it even being debated?
Well,
why don't they recognize how
let me
great
say,
these people are?
some are excited about the sanctuary city and some aren't. This is democracy. But I wanted to ask you this last time. I looked at the tape.
Why aren't they excited?
Your president, our President Trump, said he wanted to get rid of the bad hombres. And I said this to some of the people on my Facebook that answered, that angrily came on. Look, the president said he wanted to get rid of the bad ones, the criminals, the rapists he was talking about. But now it seems like they want to go after every single undocumented worker. And no president has tried to do that. I understand President Obama deported some people. I'm not saying nobody should be deported, but this idea that we're going to deport 10 or 11 million people, folks that are here building a better life, I can't go along with that. And I can't allow my police force to be distracted to do immigration enforcement on behalf of the federal government.
And
you guys love local control. What happened to local control?
Right, okay, I get it. Let me just ask you this. Who should be deported? And if you're not alerting federal authorities to the presence of illegal aliens in your community, how can they be deported?
Well, I hope I don't regret this, but let me quote President Trump. He said bad hombres, okay? So let's figure out who are bad hombres. They're the ones who should be deported.
What about drunk drivers?
Criminals. He talked about serious offenders.
Here's an actual question. Here's an actual question. Let's say the Lansing Police Department picks up an illegal alien for drunk driving. That's a bad thing, right? In New York City, that person is not reported to the feds, because their policy is to protect people here who are here illegally before American citizens. Is that your policy, too? Would you report a drunk driver here illegally to the feds?
That's a good question that I don't have the absolute answer to. I would think certainly on a second offense they would. I'm just not sure. Offense? I'm honestly not sure.
Well, why not? Why aren't you sure? You're the mayor. I mean, what's your position on that? Why would you not deport someone who's driving drunk? Are you serious?
I work with the police chief and the city attorney. I'm not a lawyer myself, but I did issue the executive order.
You're the mayor,
and I'm not sure that a first offense drunk driving would that we would move for deportation for that.
Why? Why?
Because if nobody was hurt, if they agreed to go into a program, to a diversion program,
then
if they agreed to seek treatment.
Like if they didn't actually hit any kids in the crosswalk this time, then it's totally cool.
What would we do if you got caught drunk driving?
I don't know. I'd be punished. And if I was in somebody else's country illegally and I got caught driving drunk, then I'd be in jail and deported.
Well, they'll be punished like anybody else would be punished.
No, they wouldn't be, because you wouldn't report them to the feds and they wouldn't be deported. And they might stick around to do it again, as many have, as you know. So my only point is, maybe your citizens would appreciate it if you thought about them as well as the illegals.
We think about them every day, and that's one of the reasons crime is down. But our citizens do not want to be profiled, and we're not an extension of the federal government.
Actually. Mr. Mayor, thanks for joining us.
You want local control. We are giving you local control.
Okay, and we appreciate it.